What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. I'm doing a video. I'm out here in the complex, close to the little dog park, walking towards some more nature space. Really ready to get out in the sun more. It's a sunny day. Got some good sunshine, no clouds in the sky. So it's a cool day, to be honest. I'm grateful for it. Like, that's one thing also for people to know, to be able to accept yourself, you know, with, you know, that's one thing I'm embracing is accepting my own self 100% because, the universe knows that this matrix does everything to try to get us to hate ourselves initially. So that's why this whole process, well, I'm about to go another way because there's kids, children out here horsing around. But anyways, like, the first few years of it is like difficult because we're in school, we're in the matrix and stuff, and we're still finding our voice. We're still, you know, being us in the matrix and whatnot. And we're told a whole bunch of different programs, like we're this skin color, we're this, that, all this stuff going on. A lot of chit chat, a lot of tit for tat, a lot of programming, a lot of labeling. And based on this whole awakening journey, it helps us to have a second wind, to be honest. That's why I am aware that I am going to make it big one day and that my time is coming because I'm realizing what I'm doing. Like, even with these videos, I notice myself getting a second wind in me speaking, because in actuality, all of us true greats in the 1%, all we truly desire is peace and tranquility and love. And that starts within us first. And then outside is out of our control. I will say though, however, you know, I remember feeling really bad inside way before I was vegan, and things appeared so much more worse than they actually were, And then whenever I did go vegan, you know, it gave me a new lease of light to move forward with. And like, that's what I'm doing because like, you know, nothing is under control. That's liberating. And at the same time, like, you know, it pushes us to become better within, to just set the tone, set the example, whatever you want to call it, to play at least our part of things. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing because like, simple stuff is like those children screaming, hollering, playing around, whatever. That's cool. They're free to do that. I was playing outside when I was young. I wasn't on the, TV or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from the generation where, it was like the crossover. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, 8, whatever, like, yeah, there was TVs, but like, honestly, that wasn't the emphasis. When I was in school, it was a bunch of old computers, old Macintosh computers, and that's all right. It's cool. It's just like, I'm grateful that I'm a part of this generation, Z or whatever it's called, because like, I've been able to see, you know, part of one side and transition into this new modern day technological world, like where I got into, just computers and gaming, Xbox, this and that. And then also like at the same time, I still am grateful because like in the beginning, like in my early years, it wasn't, my parents weren't shoving, phones and technology into my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up well, to be honest. I played basketball. I played all the different sports, all of them. You know what I mean? Just well-rounded. I'm a well-rounded being. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like that helped me truly for who I am today because, it helps me to have a holistic approach. You know, when not everybody's able to just come here and sit outside in the sunshine like I'm doing right now. You know, not everybody's able to do that. Honestly, probably nobody's able to do it, to be real. Probably very microscopic amount of people. You know, that's why they always say vampires come out at night. It's true. It's very true. You know, I love to shine. I love to be out in the sun. And also, like I was saying about accepting ourselves, like, you know, this whole skin color barriers, illusion of skin color and stuff, like, that's what causes so much tension on the planet. You'd be surprised. And until, you know, until like a lot of times people either solve it or they meet up in real life, you know, like it's just gonna keep going on. And like for me, I don't entertain it. I'm cool. I'm accepting of myself. I'm aware. I'm handsome. You know, I don't need nobody to tell me that. I have to know that for myself. You know, that's we all have to do that, to be honest with y'all. You know, for ladies and for men. You know what I mean? And like for me, about accepting myself, like we're born into this life, right? So with that being said, like who are we to try to want to, you know, change who we are? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course we're gonna change, we're gonna grow, we're gonna evolve, but I'm talking about like, you know, we have to be grateful and be comfortable in our skin for who we are today. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it's never ever gonna be good enough for yourself. Yes, for this robotic matrix, you know, illusion world, for some people it may not be enough. And at the same time, you understand that, you know, it doesn't matter. They don't define you. You know what I mean? Nobody defines me. I define myself, you know. And the point I'm making is like, you know, when you realize that you're good enough with who you are, how you are, and you're willing to, you know, go forward with whatever you're here to go forward with, your own internal journey and whatnot, then that's cool. You know, the point I'm making is like a lot of times people get caught up in ego wars, you know, arguing over skin color, black, white, light skin versus dark skin, all this stuff, you know, and it's all an illusion. And you know how I realize this? Because like, how come I always love to be out in the sunshine? I always love to be out in nature. You know, I always love to play basketball, football, swimming, sand volleyball, hiking, just everything outside, you know, ever since birth. You know, like in school, that was my gateway. My enjoyment was the extracurricular activities to be outside because I realized, hey, this is actually what I'm here to do, you know, and I'm combining that with school. And now whenever you graduate school and whatnot, then you're like, okay, back to square one. I just studied all this stuff and it's not fun at all. It doesn't bring me a true smile. I feel sick, this and that. So like, therefore, guess what? I started to realize, hey, we were inside those buildings, those offices, jobs, you know, schools, colleges, this and that, inside for like 7, 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? Straight, just inside, you know, facilities and rooms inside, away from the sun. Yeah, maybe if you played sports, you might have had a few hours in the day to be out in the sun, but I'm talking about the main portion of the day, the classic 9 to 5 or whatever. That's when the sun is out at its like best point. You know what I mean? You're getting the most of it. You know, and like ancient times, guess what? We weren't going into jobs and whatnot. Like, yeah, they might have had different services or whatever, blacksmiths, welders, you know, people who do wine, you know, who knows? There's probably a lot of different things. But I'm saying, like, the main thing I realized is, like, you know, we're supposed to be out in the sun. So I started applying that to me, my health, you know, getting out into the sun and, you know, getting charged up by the sun. That's what helps me to accept myself past this whole illusion thing, because sometimes I may be around certain people and they may hate the sun, literally, and I won't even believe it. Like, I'll know it's like a lie or whatever, but then, like, no matter how, you know, much I want to try to, you know, make it positive or whatever in my head, I realize, hey, guess what? They don't want to be in the sun. They don't like the sun, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I have a bunch of deep questions. It's just, for me, I'm like, hey, you know, I've been deprived of the sun, so I might as well get out in the sun to help heal myself, you know? And that's what I've been doing. And, like, that's why I'm saying it's liberating, because, you know, when it's the whole skin color war battle, it's ridiculous. And honestly, it's insane. And it's stupid, to be real with y'all, because, like, nobody's going to come here and just expect you to paint yourself a different color than who you are. You know, like, honestly, it's just energy, to be real with y'all. Underneath, it's so much deeper than skin color. That's why I'm saying it's an illusion, because some people who you think maybe this or that, maybe that's just because their soul is transparent of all the evil stuff that they've done, and that's why they appear that so-called color or whatever, you know. And I'm saying this with so much confidence because I have probably about a handful of brothers, like, you know, just people I haven't met yet, but I'm saying inspiring influencers, real influencers who are active and for real, on social media, on Instagram with this whole plant-based awakening voyage. And guess what? They're a similar aura, energy, golden vibe as I am. And they're doing it big. You know, and there's probably a whole lot other, well, not a whole lot. There's only one. I'm one of a kind. There's nobody else like me. And at the same time, I'm saying like there's still energies that we really resonate with the highest, you know, like our so-called team or our squad, or maybe we share zodiac's astrological aspects. I don't know, you know, I'm just saying the energy. And it helped me to accept myself for who I am, because I'm like, hey, these brothers out here are doing it big, and they're a similar energy tone to me, a golden, you know, bronze type of energy. Guess what? I can do it too. You know what I mean? And I'm encouraging anybody else out there as well, because like a lot of times, you know, there's people that are treating people in a racist way, to be honest, you know, from both sides, from all colors, you know. And like, I'm out here just being reciprocal, you know. That's probably why I'm so sensitive to all this stuff, because I pick up on it, you know. Like, I've been in all types of different interactions with various different types of people, and I will say that it's about how you treat them in the present is what matters, you know. That's the point I'm talking about. Like, just because someone is a different color, you shouldn't even be looking at the color. Highly awake people realize that there honestly, like, is no color, to be real, you know, because that's when you start getting into the whole superior, inferior stuff. I get it. Some people want to talk about countries and resonance and this and that, but I'm talking about on the most deepest level, you know what I mean, okay? You know, life goes on. You know that, hey, if somebody wants to support your business and buy one of your products of having food or whatever, this or that, then guess what? It doesn't matter what color they are, because they chose you. They're choosing you. They're choosing me. You know what I mean? They're willing to invest in who I am, who we are. And that's already, you know, love, or whatever you want to call it. So anyways, that's the point I'm making. You know, it's beyond that. So just keep that in mind. It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcast live. Peace.